All right, gang, it's Steve Austin up in this mug. Thanks for downloading the Steve Austin Show Unleashed. I am ready to rock and roll. I'm throwing everything at you today, including the kitchen sink. But before I throw the kitchen sink at you, I got one good reason why you folks need to sign up for Dish. That reason? $19.99 for 12 months. Yeah. Now, I could give you 100 reasons, but I think that one reason should do it. And it's such a damn good one, I'm going to say it one more time. $19.99 a month for 12 months. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. You heard me right. With Dish, you can get great programming for the whole family starting at just $19.99 a month for a full year. So why would you pay more? You wouldn't. Why are you paying more than $20 a month for the first year of great TV? Call Dish right now and get free installation in up to 6 rooms. I said free installation in up to 6 rooms in this mug. 844-269-DISH. That's a toll-free number. 844-269-DISH. Now, you want to do it now because it's a limited time offer. 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee and other restrictions apply. Call for details. So, to get Dish for just $19.99 a month for 12 months, call 844-269-DISH. And while you're talking to the nice folks over at Dish, ask them about other great deals on upgrades to the Hopper and how you can watch your TV anytime, anywhere. Folks, this is a win-win situation. Call 844-269-DISH.
The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
He started in a small town in Texas. Worked his ass off to become one of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
We're going to take care of business tonight, and that's the bottom line.
And now he's dominating the world of on-demand audio. And he's doing it for the working man.
This is a damn good outlet for me to spew the bullshit off my brain.
Yeah! This is the Steve Austin Show. Unleashed.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. I am coming to you from my secret location. I was trying to keep my location on the kayfabe, on the down low, so nobody knew where I was at. But it seems like that is quite impossible with the advent of Facebook, social media, etc., etc., etc. So basically, folks, I'm coming to you from Livonia, Georgia, and Lake Hartwell, Georgia. And I tell you what, ever since I rolled into this town, this is probably one of the most friendliest places I have ever been in my entire life. People out here are so goddamn friendly, it is absolutely beyond me. So, to the people out here in the Hartwell, Livonia area, thank you for all your hospitality. I appreciate it. Y'all got some badass stuff out here. The country is absolutely beautiful. Got a badass grocery store to get all my groceries. I'm on a house over here at the lake. I got a dock over here, and I ain't got the keys to the jet ski out there. Maybe I'll go rent me a boat or do something like that, because now that I'm out here in the lake, I can tear this motherfucker up. That last time when I told you all that story about me renting that boat in the Pacific Ocean, I didn't have nowhere to go. Once I come out at marina, we was out in the ocean. Them waves was coming over the damn top of the boat. Y'all heard the damn story. And my wife's yelling at me to slow the fuck down, and we took it back to the marina. But this lake is so green and smooth, I might bust out a water ski, get my big ass out there on the damn top of that water, start cutting back and forth if I can find me a driver. Don't get me wrong. Everybody say, Steve, you can't ski. Shit. Growing up as a kid, we learned how to ski at Port O'Connor, Texas, in the Intercoastal Canal. Me and all my brothers and my sister, I was a skiing son of a bitch back in the day. And don't even think about a boogie board, a wakeboard, whatever they call them things anymore. I was the main man from Amsterdam on that motherfucker. So anyway, I don't know that I'll get out in a boat on the lake. But if I get the keys to that jet ski, and you know what? With some of my 4-in-1 screwdrivers, my pocket knife, I might be able to go out there and hotwire that motherfucker and take it for a ride. Then again, I might just ask the people that I'm renting a house from if they will let me borrow it. And that would circumvent the fact that I would have to hotwire said jet ski. Anyway, hey, It's going to be an interesting show, folks. I got this sweet-ass crib I'm staying at, but I don't think these people are used to renting their house out because there's so many personal effects that they left behind. I ain't got no room to put all my groceries. I rolled up into the grocery store the other day after I finally got checked out of the Holiday Inn Select. And let me give a shout-out to all the people over at the Holiday Inn Select. Y'all done treated me like gold while I was there. Had a great time staying with you, but I got to have a washer and a dryer. I got to have some other things. Got to be able to cook my own meals. There wasn't no stove over there, so I had to fly to Coop and come over here. Now, the problem with this place is you're not going to believe this, folks. There ain't no wireless internet over here. And when I was signing the papers to come over here, and I thought that there was a little bit of internet over here, and then the guy tells me, well, if you walk over to the next door neighbor's house, if you're over on that side of the house, you can get on his guest network and you have a great signal. All you got to do is go over there, introduce yourself to him, and see if he'll give you the passcode so you can get on. Now, that sounded good at the time, but my stupid ass should have said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, can you throw down a call to Gimmick Name and let him know that I'm going to come over and introduce myself, and maybe he can let me get the code so I could get on his guest network so that I can entertain the fine folks that listen to the Steve Austin Show, so I can get on to my Skype account and talk to some wrestlers while I'm down here, so I've got some information on the computer that's going to involve stuff that's going on in the world, so I can talk about that on my Steve Austin Show. No, I didn't think about doing that because that's how dumb I was. I was ready to get out of the Holiday Inn Select. People that treated me like gold, so I'd have a little bit more square footage and have the conveniences that I need to support my dietary needs. Well, here's the thing. I got a badass house. I got a badass deck around this thing. And I try to unload my groceries, and all the cabinets have these Post-it notes on them. It says owners. Everywhere you look at every one of these cabinets, it says owners, 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 owners. Well, these people are really, 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 really nice. But I don't know where the flying fuck I'm supposed to put my groceries. So there's a formal living room up in this motherfucker. And that's where I got all my shit, all my groceries. Now, they cleared out the refrigerator. I got refrigerator space. I got a little bit of counter space. But these people got shit everywhere. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm dealing with that. We just rolled cameras today. Hell, Redneck Island is officially underway. I got up this morning, brushed my teeth, took a shower, ate breakfast, got in the car, went down to the set where the Redneck's going to roll in here in a little bit, and did what we call in the business hero shots. Me standing up there on the crib looking like a motherfucker with my outfit on. I won't tell you what outfit I was wearing, but I was wearing a cool-ass outfit for my hero shots. Now, y'all people know that I got another show coming up right after this one. I'm filming Redneck Island right now. Take us about 26 days to shoot this thing. Then I'm going to roll down to Los Angeles, California, where we will start shooting Season 2 of Broken Skull Challenge almost immediately. I'll have a week between gigs. That's a good thing for me because I closed down 2014 with 2 back-to-back gigs. Got a little duckus to buy Mama a Christmas present up in this mug, right? So anyway, I'm a little bit heavier than I would like to be. I've put on some muscle mass over the last few weeks, but I've also put on a little bit of drum mass because, like I've been telling you people, I'm trying to work on a beer. I've been sampling a lot of different beers, try to come up with the flavor. And when I drink beer, I always tend to hold my weight in my midsection, my ass, and my thighs. Heaven forbid that I hold a little extra body weight in my jacks or something like that. It's just in my legs, my ass, and my waist. And so here's the thing. Sometimes when I'm out there on set, the worst thing about me is I'm on camera. I hate working my core. I need to start doing some DDP yoga or some kind of shit. And so I always remind myself, dude, you got to suck in your drum. Suck in your drum while you on camera. And I always forget. And there I am with that weak-ass diaphragm with my gut stuck out. And it ain't like I got a bad gut. It's the bad gut on top of the weak diaphragm that adds to the fact that it looks like I'm a fat motherfucker. So this time, right before I was packing all my bags up, my wife was on her computer in the office, and she said, you know, they got Spanx for men now. And y'all know what Spanx are. All you females know what Spanx are. Spanx are basically like a tight pair of underwear that come up around your waist to make your waist look small. And they might have suspender straps on them, too. I ain't never seen a pair of the motherfuckers in person. But now they make Spanx for men. And I looked at my wife and I said, hell no. I ain't wearing no motherfucking Spanx. If the word on the street got out that a global icon and a national treasure, America's favorite beer drinker, one bad motherfucker walking down the street, hosting Redneck Island, the toughest show on television, the Broken Skull Ranch, was wearing Spanx? Spanx? I ain't wearing no goddamn Spanx. Shit. So anyway, my wife couldn't see why I was too egomaniacal to wear said Spanx. I'll suck in my drum. I'll do some planks tonight. I'll do what I gotta do. Maybe cut back on the carbohydrates a little bit, but Spanx ain't in my future. So you heard it here first, folks. Homie don't wear no Spanx. And in this case, homie is a man named Steve Austin. Shit. I can't believe she had the nerve to offer me to get some Spanx on the internet and get them shipped to the house. I'm going to remember to hold in my drum on this show. Jesus Christ. I can't believe she said that. You talk about chipping away at a man's ego. Shit. God damn it. What was she thinking? Spanx for me? So anyway, I ain't wearing no Spanx. But with that being said, let's get this show on the road and get through this first spot and kick this thing into high gear. Now, I know I say this a lot on the Steve Austin Show, but it's because it's so important. Folks, you got to protect yourself and your family. You want them to be taken care of in case something happens to you. Now, I know a lot of you have plans in place for retirement. Maybe you did some financial planning to help you save money. You took out insurance policies. But to get real peace of mind, you need to make sure your family and your finances are legally protected, and that's where my friends at LegalZoom come in. They've been helping Americans for over 13 years with everything from personalized wills to living trust to powers of attorney. LegalZoom was started by some of the best legal minds in the country, and they make it painless for you to get the legal protection you need. And they will walk you through step by step this whole process and answer any questions you may have. And for special savings, be sure to enter my code Austin in the referral box at checkout. Go to LegalZoom today to protect your business and take control of your family's future. And remember to use my promo code Austin to save yourself some cash. LegalZoom offers legal help through independent attorneys and self-help services at your direction. But they're not a law firm.
Hey everybody, I'm Bruce Buffer, the voice of mixed martial arts. On September 2nd, it's time for you to listen to my podcast on Podcast One. It's Time, a weekly broadcast exclusively on Podcast One, where I will talk about popular culture, business, and of course the greatest sport on the planet, mixed martial arts. Plus, along with me will be my co-host and MMA journalist, TJ DeSantis, and some of the biggest names in the world of mixed martial arts. On September 2nd, it's Time with me, the Voto, Bruce Buffer, exclusively on PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
Steve Austin Unleashed.
All right, folks, and now here we go. I'm just going to start off telling you a couple of stories that have happened to me since I've been here, and these are true stories, and then I'm going to get on to answer some of the questions that y'all sent in. Let's rock and roll. I went to the store the other day to buy my groceries, and I got a pretty short grocery list to accommodate my new diet that I'm on. And basically my diet is about 2,800 calories. I tell y'all this all the time. It's about 2,800 calories. I jacked up the protein, or jacked down the protein a little bit. And then I took the carbs down to about 200, and I actually lowered my fat intake. So I brought all my groceries home. And you know, it's always hard when you're trying to stock a house for the first time to get your shit going. Because they got all these Post-it notes everywhere that says owners, owners, owners. That means I ain't supposed to get in their shit. So anyway, I bring all my shit back, and I put it on the living room table in here, in the master dining room, whatever you call it, the formal dining room. And, you know, I didn't know if they was going to have paper towels for me. So I didn't want to get a whole shit pile like you get at Costco. You know, like when you buy paper towels at Costco, you get that damn thing that's got about 12 rolls in there. So I had just one roll of paper towels, and I couldn't find the doubles. And then finally, I saw that big, bad, macho motherfucker, Brawny. The dude, like looking at him right here. Dude got the plaid shirt on, got his hands on his hips. Brawny. Yeah, that's the kind of damn paper towels I bought. I bought the toughest motherfucking paper towels they had. I got me a bunch of bananas, and I got some paper plates. Did y'all know that even when I'm in Los Angeles, California, I eat most damn every one of my meals off a paper plate? Now, that would anger some of you who are on the side of being green. So I guess I'm not the greenest human being on this planet. Also due to the fact that I got a 95 Bronco and a 96 Suburban that burn a lot of damn gas and offer out a lot of pollution. So anyway, to try to make things easy for me, I bought all this stuff. And I bought me a bunch of damn packs of lean ground beef. I got a bunch of damn packs of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I got me a half gallon of fat-free organic milk. I got me some salsa. I got me a case and a half of Diet Red Bull to keep my damn energy up. And then when it came down to get some eggs, I was like, well, man, how many eggs do I need? And there it was right in front of me. A 60-pack. And my guy who had already tried to do my shopping for me had already got me a dozen and a half, so that's 18. And I saw that 60-pack. I said, shit, that's got my name written all over it. Reminded me of that old movie Cool Hand Luke, when Paul Newman was the new prisoner who came into the system, and George Kennedy played the part of Dragline. And Dragline was the kind of guy who ran the prison. And this was back in the old days. If you've never seen the movie Cool Hand Luke, to all you young hipsters that listen to the show, I highly recommend that you watch this movie because it's one of the best movies of all time. And it's in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. So anyway, they laying up at the prison. It's hotter than a motherfucker. Everybody's sweating. I believe they might have been playing cards. Or Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman, the one and only Paul Newman, good-looking cat with the blue eyes, was laying over there. And he wasn't fitting in at first. And all of a sudden he says, I can eat 50 eggs. Somebody says, nobody can eat 50 eggs. Now, George Kennedy, who started taking towards Paul Newman, says, my boy Luke says he can eat 50 eggs. He can eat 50 eggs. We got a bet here. Babaluga. So anyway, I got 60 eggs. Then I got another 18. I got 78 total eggs. That'll last me about 1 week because I eat 12 egg whites every single morning. And every now and then I eat out anyway because before I got over here to the crib, I was eating all my meals over at Waffle House. Now, Waffle House is an institution. Waffle House was started in 1955. They have, I don't know how many locations they got, but they in 25 states and predominantly in the southeastern states. So a lot of people ain't never heard of a Waffle House. But to all my brothers and sisters who've been out on the road in the business of professional wrestling, Waffle Houses are institutions where we all love to stop because whether you want to eat clean, dirty, or just flat out junk, you can get it at Waffle House. They got good food, and it's very consistent. And I love me some Burt's chili up in this mug. You can go in there. You can get egg whites. You can get chicken breast. If you're on a little bit of a health kick, you can get your hash browns steamed rather than you putting any oil on them. And while I was sitting there trying to think of what them hash browns was called, I had to push my stop button 3 times. And when I thought of it, I was fixing to say it. And then I forgot it again. I kept pushing my pause button. So I'm going to say it one more time. Hash browns, motherfucker. Hash browns. Hash browns. Sorry about that. I'm so fucking mad. Hash browns. You can get steamed hash browns at Waffle House. So I've been eating all my meals over there for the past couple days. And then I noticed that when I'd come over here to check out this new rental house I was going to stay at, that they had a barbecue pit on the back grill out here by the lake. And I asked the dude, and it had a Georgia Bulldogs cover on it. I'm in Bulldog country because we're close to Athens, Georgia, home of the University of Georgia, just like when I'm over at Norman with my buddy Jumpin' Jim Ross, a white meat baby face with a hell of a drop kick. This is Georgia Bulldogs country. So I said, does that grill work? He said, yes, sir, it does. I said, is there propane in it? He said, yes, sir, there is. All you got to do is turn the gas on and start it up, and you're ready to go. Well, I got ready to cook some hamburger patties last night. Went out there, pulled off that Georgia Bulldog cover, and there it was, a Char-Broil brand barbecue pit. That's a great brand. But this motherfucker was about a 1962 model. And I said, son of a bitch, I didn't know I was going to be barbecuing on a fucking antique. Then I opened the lid. These people must have bought this barbecue pit in 1962 and have used it every day since 1972. It was burnt up, and because sometimes when it sits, it was rusted up. And then when I turned the gas on the propane cylinder, turned the dials on the barbecue pit, hit the ignite button, it kicked right off. And a flame flickered up like one on a Bic lighter with the setting turned on high. I said, well, now look at here up at this motherfucker. My wife used to have a pit just like this, except hers was an 82 model, 1982, 20 years newer, but with the same bullshit flame gimmick on it. So I said, well, this is all I got to work with, so you got to make chicken salad out of chicken shit sometime. So I got my 3 hamburger patties, which were 93.7 lean ground beef, and put them all around the little flame that flickered on the barbecue pit. Come back a little bit later, and I said, man, I need to flip these motherfuckers now. I look around, I ain't have a spatula to flip them with. So I started scouring around the kitchen. But every damn time I come to a cabinet where I think there might be a spatula in it because there wasn't none on the damn counter space, it said owners, owners, owners. I said, well, fuck. They got to have at least a spatula the renter can borrow for just 15 minutes to cook his hamburgers. Finally, I found a little bitty-ass narrow white spatula. Went out there and flipped my fucking burgers a couple times, waited about another 30 minutes for that little flame that flickered to cook them so I wasn't eating the goddamn medium rare hamburgers. Ate my hamburgers, washed the spatula, put it back where it said in the owner's file, and then got my country ass into my rent-a-car, a little SUV. I think it's like a Chevrolet Envoy or something like that. And it's got a hatchback on it. And I've been driving that motherfucker back and forth to the grocery store and to Walmart to get all my victuals and all my fixings. And I was wondering, was the hatchback going to pop up on this sumbitch like my BMW with them little ass sun visors? This motherfucker got big sun visors, and that hatchback ain't opened by itself yet. Safe vehicle. I got my seatbelt on. I ain't got no dogs with me. I ain't got no worries. So here's what I did. I go down to Walmart, and I'm starting looking at all the skillets, and my wife is talking to me at the time on the telephone. Now, as guys, you know what I'm saying when I say this. You're always trying to buy the right skillet. And you need about a 12.5-inch skillet because that'll get 12 egg whites. If you're going to use it to cook chicken or a hamburger, whatever, it's easy to brown everything in about a 12.5-inch skillet with that Calphalon shit on it. Well, I was in the wrong section. I was in the section where they wanted $50. $50 for a damn skillet. I told my wife, I said, well, shit, I don't want to spend $50 on one of these motherfuckers. But when I was in that owner's drawer over there, they had a skillet that I didn't like, and I wasn't supposed to be cooking on it anyway. So I moved down to the right of the aisle, and I picked up a skillet for, I think it was $23.98. And then came the major factor, a spatula. Now, I picked out a good spatula, and I brought that spatula home, and then they put the sticker on it to talk about how slick the surface was on this goddamn spatula. It was non-stick. But they put a sticker on it, and the sticker was the stickiest goddamn glue I've ever seen in my life. I busted out my military-grade Spyderco and started peeling off that damn sticker with my pocket knife, and it's supposed to be a non-stick surface. But they stuck this sticker on there like a motherfucker. That thing had a lifetime guarantee. Took me 15 minutes to get that sticker off, and by the time I got through carving it off, I needed to bust out my sharpening sticks to sharpen up my Spyderco because that's how much damage it had done to the blade. Anyway, I got a spatula, and I got a skillet up in this son of a bitch. And then it was on to the real big purchase. I was going to buy what they call a hot spot. This little sumbitch that you plug into a wall, and you buy a little calling card gimmick, and then you go to your house, you plug this gimmick in, you call a number, you talk to someone. Well, first of all, I couldn't get a human being, and it was giving me all the different options that I didn't need. I needed to turn my hotspot on, activate the card, so I had 5 gigabytes, however much 5 gigabytes worth of storage or memory is. That's what I bought for $50. And so I'm trying to activate this thing, and I can't do it by myself. Every time I say representative, operator, it kicked me to a different robot. Finally, a human being came on, faintly, at the very far end of the earth, in a different country, trying to guide me through the steps to set up my hotspot. I couldn't set this motherfucker up to save my life. Then he tells me, how long have you been charging up the hotspot? I said, I just plugged it in about 10 minutes ago. He said, well, the signal's not strong enough. You need to charge it for 3 to 5 hours. I'm thinking, dude, if it's plugged in and it's lighting up, it ought to be a strong enough signal. But I couldn't argue that case because he was saying I needed to charge it up so that it had more range. Well, that wasn't going to help me because it started about 8 p.m. last night, and I need to get my podcast done ASAP so I can send this motherfucker in. Oh, yeah, here's another story I forgot to tell you. Because when I was talking to my neighbor about getting on the neighbor's Wi-Fi and signing on his guest account, if I just walked over there and introduced myself, I never got around to telling you guys that story, so that's what I did. I went all the way down my driveway, took a right, went all the way up his driveway. It's a pretty good distance. And I'm thinking to myself, now, it's kind of secluded out here. People are real private. They ain't used to seeing a whole lot of people like me out here. A dude in tennis shoes wearing camouflage shorts, a tank top, a goatee with sunglasses knocking on your door. So I rang his doorbell. Now I'm thinking, man, I'm from Texas. This is Georgia. Some things are, a lot the same. Some things are a lot different. He did have a welcome sign on his front porch, but how welcome would I actually be? Who knows? You see a cat like me walking up, you think I'm going to steal something, you stick a gun out the window and start shooting. So I rang the doorbell, and I stepped back a few feet to not look like such an imposing figure. Because some people say I look scary. I don't think I look scary, but when I don't smile, some people assume that I'm a very mean person. So I'm sitting there, and all the lights are out, all of the lights in the house are off. But it's about 7 p.m. and it's still daylight. So I figure, man, maybe this dude's one of them frugal cats trying to avoid electricity bill. So anyway, nobody answers the door. And I'm sitting, all right, I'm kind of looking through there a little bit, looking to see if I see any movement, see if he's trying to kayfabe me. He's sneaking around in there. Nothing. The dude's SUV was in the driveway. He didn't answer the door. So then I'm thinking, okay, man, maybe this cat works shift work and he's sleeping. What do? Do you ring the doorbell again? Or you just turn around and go back home? I decided I would not bother this man. I decided that we would try to get in touch with him the next day and to see if I could get on his internet, walk my country ass back home to the house, ate a burger, and I heard something yelling my name. Steve! 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 I looked around and said, who the fuck could it be? Ain't nobody out here knows me. Who's calling my name? Steve! I looked over, and it was that bottle of Pinot Noir. 667 is the brand name. And it was that bottle of wine calling my ass. It said, Steve, it's time for you to start winding down. You got a big day tomorrow filming the first day of Redneck Island. You got to get your beauty sleep. Time for you to have a drink of me and let's start chilling out and getting ready for bed. Your podcast can wait until the morning. So I said, 667, you right. I busted open my Swiss Army knife, which I carry everywhere I go because my Spyderco military-grade pocket knife, single blade, ain't got a corkscrew attachment, but my Swiss Army knife does. Screwed down in that cork, pulled the top off, and was about to pour a glass of wine, and I realized I ain't got no wine glasses up in this motherfucker. Started going through the cabinets that said owners, 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 and I got a coffee cup. I've been drinking the coffee cups, which I'm not supposed to use. I ain't got a wine glass. So I did what any smart, resourceful, quick-thinking redneck would do. I grabbed my plastic measuring cup, which I forgot to remind you that I bought a while ago at Walmart, and filled that motherfucker up with 8 ounces of 667 Pinot Noir. Now, it's interesting how they came up with the name 667 Pinot Noir. How did they come up with that name? I think if they'd have called it 666, I would not have drank it because then I would turn into the Antichrist. My head would spin in a 360-degree circle, and I would do evil things. But since this was 667, I felt safe, and due to the fact we also drink this very same wine at our house in Los Angeles. And since I'm on a little bit of an eating program, I can tell my guy who made my diet I had precisely 8 ounces of wine because it was in a plastic motherfucking measuring cup. Now, when you drink wine, and I'm a little bit of a wine snob, you like to do it in a wine glass. And I use the kind of wine glasses that don't have a stem. I don't need the stem. It's easy to turn that motherfucker over. But I like a decent wine glass. But anyway, I'm not so much of a snob, and I wanted to drink of the 667 so much that I compromised and was drinking out of the plastic source, the plastic measuring cup. Wasn't all that in a bag of chips, but it wasn't that bad either, and it served its purpose. So I go through some emails that I was able to get on my iPhone. I get a little bit of service on my iPhone, but I don't get enough to pick out all y'all's questions that I'm fixing to answer. But nonetheless, pick out a few questions, read a little bit, and it's time to go night-night. It is time to go to sleep. Well, try as I may, because I was so excited about rolling cameras, I could not sleep. So what'd I do? Get up, grab my plastic measuring cup, and get about another 4 ounces of 667. Finally, sleep came. I went to sleep and woke up and got ready for the first day of filming. I'm going to come right back. Things are going good out here. I've got lots of challenges, lots of horse shit that I'm fighting through, but we're going to have a good season here. We got some good rednecks coming. I've seen some pictures of them. It's going to be gangbusters. It's going to be a good show, and I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to come right back to tell you a few more of my stories right after I take a little pause for the cause, a word from my sponsors who keep this show on the air for free. You know I call my podcast a one-man cluster muck because technology ain't my strong suit, so you better believe me when I say Weebly.com is a great, easy way to build your own website. Even I can use Weebly.com. And millions of people have created high-quality websites, blogs, and online stores all by themselves using Weebly.com. Now, you will truly be amazed at just how easy it is. You don't need to be a technical genius or a rocket scientist. And Weebly will be with you every step of the way to help make your site a success. Now, they have hundreds of design templates to choose from, or if you're feeling ambitious, they have a bunch of options for you to create your own unique design. Weebly has a drag-and-drop site builder that lets you build and design your site right from your web browser. And then you can drag and drop all your content elements into place, like pictures, videos, and text. And I know you know how to drag and drop. And Weebly makes sure that your website works perfectly on web and mobile. So whether you're building a website for your business, creating a portfolio to showcase your work, or trying to sell your products online, Weebly is ready to help. We all know that making an idea come to life is hard, but making a website for it should be easy. Create your free website today at Weebly.com. That's Weebly.com. Weebly.com.
Steve Austin. Unleashed.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you sticking around, taking a pause for the cause. All my sponsors keep us on the air for free each week. We appreciate the support they give us and appreciate you guys supporting us by clicking on the Amazon links to help our brother out to pay all these bills that come with opening up 2 cans of audio whoop-ass each and every single week. I forgot to tell you a story a while ago. Before I went and got my groceries, I was on a mission to get a coffee pot. And I'm a little bit of a coffee snob, too. So what happened was I just couldn't sleep one night over at the Holiday Inn Select, so I got up about 5:30 a.m., took a shower, got dressed. There's a Waffle House about a quarter mile from the hotel. I walked into the Waffle House, got 2 grilled chicken breasts, hash brown scattered, smothered, a couple cups of coffee, had a good breakfast. Also got a little bowl of grits, but they put too much butter in the grits. Don't get the grits. So anyway, I'm thinking to myself, here's my game plan. What you're going to do is go down to the Walmart and get yourself one of them Keurig coffee makers, Keurg, however you spell it, because it's supposed to make some pretty good coffee, and they put them little gimmicks in there in that little cup, and you push the lever down, and it makes you coffee. So it's a lot easier than the Mr. Coffee drip makers because I just don't dig that kind of coffee. So what I'm going to do is finish my meal, go buy the coffee maker, and then go to the gym. But as I'm leaving Waffle House, I'm thinking to myself, I know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to need to go to the bathroom once that breakfast and all that coffee starts percolating. I'm going to need to take a dump. Now, should I go back to the hotel and take a dump first, or then just be able to go to Walmart, get the coffee maker, and then go to the gym and take a dump when I get back? Now, it's a heavy-duty decision because I'm not just one of them guys that likes to take a dump anywhere in the world. I got my standards. Y'all have heard me talk about this before in the past podcast. But since you guys know me, I'm kind of ADD. I'm a little bit destination-driven. I figured, hell, ain't nothing but a thing like a chicken wing on a shoestring. So I'll go ahead and let my food digest. I'll kill an hour while I go to Walmart, do my research on the Keurig coffee maker, then go to the gym, then come back, and I should be able to make it until then to take said dump. Well, it didn't happen like that. What happened was I went down, bought a coffee maker, but while I was in the coffee maker, I had to do my research because Keurig had just come out with a new model, and I wasn't getting very good reception in the store, but I had to make sure that this coffee maker would be copacetic with what I was going to do because it cost $100. And it said you got to make sure that you use Keurig brand gimmick cups to put in there, because if you use one that is not branded Keurig, it is considered an imposter, a fake, a bootleg, and it will not compute, and it will say error on the computer screen of the coffee maker. So I was doing all my due diligence before I made a $100 purchase. Finally, I came to the conclusion that there was plenty of these little pods to go in the little gimmick to pull the lever down, and pulled the trigger and made the purchase. Then I went over to the coffee section and got 3 big-ass boxes. I think there's about 18 coffee pods in each one of them. And then they gave me a couple of them with the coffee maker that I bought. And I was all happy as a lark. And I was checking out, and I was like, kind of started sweating, a little bit of that cold sweat. And I was like, man, my stomach started rumbling. I'd already drank about a gallon of coffee, 2 chicken breasts, hash browns scattered and smothered, a little bit of grits with some butter on them, and I was feeling the effects. Something was about to happen. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a big problem. Houston, I need to take a dump, and I mean I got to take a dump right now. Well, coupled with the fact that I was doing my research, the nice people of Livonia and Hartwell kept coming up to me and asking me if I could take a picture with them and sign their autographs, of course, of which I happily obliged, because you're always happy with the people that was able to help you support you and make a living. and I always appreciate my fan base. So I was taking pictures and smiling and holding babies and doing the whole 9 yards. The whole time, my gut's rumbling. Rumbling like damn Chris Berman says on ESPN. I knew that I had to make a break for it. I knew that I had to get back in my Chevrolet Envoy or whatever the fuck my rent-a-car is and make it back to the Holiday Inn Select and drop the Browns off at the Super Bowl. I don't want to drop the Browns off at the Super Bowl. I wanted to put them in a toilet bowl. I had to do something. I had to drop the kids off at the pool. I had to take a dump, folks, and I was on my way, and I was sweating bullets. I was a man on a mission, and I was maintaining the speed limit, probably going about 5 miles over the speed limit, and all of a sudden all these fast food joints started popping up. There was the Arby's, and I said, no, I can't go in Arby's and take a shit. And then I passed by the Bojangles. I said, man, I could go drop one off at the pool at the Bojangles, get a box of 4-piece chicken, and get on down the road, but that wouldn't be good. It was still morning, and I'm on a diet. Then I passed by the Dairy Queen, the McDonald's, the Pizza Hut, a Huddle House, which is basically a clone of the Waffle House. Then I saw an O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I could go in there, use their bathroom. Problem is, I don't have any car parts that I need to buy. They'd sniff me out, no pun intended. They know that I was just in there taking a dump, because you used to walk into a fast food place, take a shit, and then leave because, I don't know, I guess I just got too much pride and self-respect. If you're listening to the podcast, how much pride and self-respect can I have? And then I kept on going. I passed by Advanced Auto Parts, didn't stop. Wendy's, I love Wendy's. There's a Dollar General store. I could go get some stuff for the crib at the Dollar General store. No, Little Caesars Pizza. Little Caesars Pizza wasn't opened up yet. And then Home Depot. The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail for the people who like to do it themselves. And you know where the bathroom is in a Home Depot. Big-ass building, about 200 yards long, about 150 yards deep, bathroom in the far right corner. I figured if I stopped at the Home Depot, I could buy a 4-in-1 screwdriver to put in my rent-a-car, but by the time I made it to the far right corner, I'd probably shit my pants and embarrass myself. So, then I finally saw a Chinese place called the Kobe Express. Chinese food, me dropping the kids off at the pool did not compute. I decided to squeeze my ass together as hard as I could, gassed it. I broke the speed limit. I was cool with all the law enforcement. Met them all at the Quick Stop when I was buying some Diet Red Bull the day before. Figured they'd let a brother slide if they pull me over. I would just pull over, put my car in park, roll the windows down, put both hands at 10 and 2, have my driver's license ready to say, sorry, officer, I was speeding. I got to take a shit ASAP or I'm going to shit all over this rent-a-car. And I don't want the extra cleanup charge because we try to keep the budget low on the Redneck Island show. Please don't take me in. Please don't give me a ticket. Please, I need to go to my hotel room and take a shit. Anyway, I didn't get pulled over. Good story is, I made it to the room and all the shit hit the fan, cattywampus like a motherfucker, like a covey of quail flying out of my ass. And the thing about it was, the nice ladies there at the Holiday Inn Select had already cleaned up my room, the king-size suite. The hotel was brand new. So I did my business. I was okay. I had made it safely back to my hotel room. And finally, after that whole ordeal, my gut ache was gone. I was like a new man. I took a shower. It was time for me to pack my bags, put them in my car, and come over here and get into this illustrious house with all the owner's tags everywhere, with no place to put all my stuff, my personal belongings, my groceries, my little barbecue pit with the flicker of a flame, and get on with the task of hosting Redneck Island. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, man, this room has already been cleaned. The bed is made. All the towels have been folded. You just assaulted the commode. And I felt bad about it because I looked in the commode and there was a skid mark on the back of that rim, a scuff mark where, I had left a mark. And because the ladies had been so nice to me, there's no way I could insult them by leaving a skid mark on the back of the bowl. Now, we've all done it. Guys, gals, kids, babies, whoever's old enough to shit on a commode has scuffed the back of the bowl at one point or another at some point in their life. I've certainly done it on more than one occasion. Sometimes you can shit 30 times in a row and never scuff the bottom of a bowl. Next 5 shits, you scuff it every single time. Point being, I scuffed up the back of the bowl and felt guilty about it, and it was about 1 inch above the water line, so the water wasn't dissolving it. So because I'm a global icon and a national treasure, and I didn't want them gals coming back and having to specifically scrub up my skid mark after they had been so nice to me, I grabbed some toilet paper off that damn roll and scrubbed that shit stain off the back of that commode myself, flushed the commode twice, make sure it was clean, copacetic, cool, and ready to go, and rolled out of there cool, calm, and collected, signed some autographs on the way out, knowing that when I got to my car, packed all my shit up and drove off, that they wasn't going to have to scuff up the bottom of that bowl of the shit stain that I left for them. That's the kind of guy you got to be when you're a global icon and a national treasure. Hey, enough of me flapping my gums about all this bullshit, but those are true stories that I've been telling you. You know, I don't think there's anything worse than having to buy razors because it's a complete pain in the ass, and here's why. You usually don't remember that you need them until you need to go shave, and then you ain't got none. And then you have to haul your dumb ass in traffic to get to a store to buy them. And y'all know